Man, why is there nothing good to watch right now? Wait, this actually looks interesting.
Last time on developing, I picked my game engine, Unity, and I started to learn how to use it. But now it's time to reveal the idea for my game and, well, get started with making it. But where does one begin when
I want to make games
developing?
too. And that's a very shortened version of how I got into game dev. If you want to know more about that journey, I suggest watching my first ever video. Man, not a minute into the video and I'm already promoting another one. Anyway, if you haven't seen any of my videos until now, I'm making a Metroidvania. Today, we're going to talk about something different. We will take a look at the pretty crappy games I made before I started working on my Metroidvania. And after a detailed examination, I'm gonna rank each of them on this beautiful tier list. Okay, enough talking on this boring bull and soulless stock footage. Let's take a look at the first game. Okay, here we are, the first game, Cucumber Chaos. Yeah, I know it looks pretty shitty, but I mean it was my first game after all, and I was still learning pixel art at the time. Anyway, this game was made for the Godot Wild Jam, a monthly game jam for the Godot engine. For the games that were made in the game jam, I exactly had 9 days for each of them. And for all upcoming games, I only made the game itself and the art. The sound effects are made with chiptone and the music is made by other people. Okay, enough beating around the bush, let's get into the game. Okay, let's explain this game as simple as possible. It's raining cucumbers. You dodge cucumbers, destroy cucumbers, get coins, get more weapons. If cucumber bonks you, you take damage, get bonked 3 times, dead. To spice up things, items fall from the sky as well. One of them is the time stop, and it is exactly what you think it is. Then we have the most fun ability, the cucumber clicker. And the last ability is, well, you'll see.
Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang it!
I'm gonna be honest, this game was a lot better than I thought it was. Even though there are a lot of bugs, it's pretty okay. It's not really worth playing, but if you really want to, you can head over to my itch.io, where all the games that I present in this video are gonna be listed. Anyway, personally I'm split between meh and okay, but I think I'm gonna go with the worst here, because of all the bugs and the balancing issues. Okay, the next game is Snowy Stroll. To be honest, I really don't like the game that much, and you see why in a second. But one thing that is definitely better about this game is the art. As you can see, it's a really big improvement, and I especially love the animations when switching to the tutorials or the credits on the main menu. But the big first problem with this game is the huge amount of tutorial text. I could have definitely implemented it in the game directly. Anyway, enough talking about the home screen, let's actually play the game. Okay, let's explain this as simple as possible. The boy will follow the torch, aka your cursor. If you run to anything made of snow, like snow piles or snowmen, your temperature on the left will sink, but it can be restored by clicking on the boy multiple times. If your temperature reaches 20 degrees Celsius, you die. The problem is the torch is slowly running out of fuel, so you need to collect sticks to fuel it up.
Now, why do I not like this game? First of all, like many games, they get progressively harder the further you get, and the start is just really boring. Because the screen at the beginning just moves so slow, there's just nothing to do for the player. On the other side, when the screen does actually start to move fast, it's just way too quickly to keep up. Once you actually run to a snow pile or a snowman, you'll never be able to warm up the boy because the screen just moves way too fast. And the last problem has to do with the reward you get by beating the game. You see, the game isn't actually endless. It's just a bunch of levels lined up one after the other. So you might be asking, what does the end actually look like? Drumroll please. Yeah, it just looks boring as hell. And for those reasons, I'm gonna put it in the worst tier. And I also just realized, give me a second, where is it? That I placed 30th with this game, which I didn't deserve at all. Now this game is a big improvement over the last two games, which can already be seen on the itch.io page, which has these cool snake-like patterns on the sides. But enough talking about the itch.io page, let's get into the game. Now for this game I'm actually gonna keep the sound on, because the sound design in this game is actually pretty good. Anyway, this game starts with this okay looking menu and the landscape in the back, which looks pretty dead and sad. Also, after 2 game jams, I finally managed to add some fully customizable sound settings. And of course also some credits, which are a bit of a downgrade from the last game jam. But once you click play, the camera zooms in on the foundation of the tower. Oh damn, this game is darker than I remembered. Let's just turn the brightness up with the power of editing. That's better. Oh no, wait. Sorry for all the people that watch this in the dark, who are now blind for the rest of their life. Anyway, after this okay looking cutscene, the game actually starts. The goal is just to reach the top of the tower, and we already get introduced to our first mechanic, these switches, which always activate the same sets of blocks. Pause. Let's analyze this situation real quick. We need to get to the top left. To do that, these blocks need to be activated, which are controlled by this switch. Also, these blocks need to be deactivated, which are controlled by this switch. So, we need to follow this path. Good. Now that we know how to do this section, let's get back into the game. This is gonna take way too long. Let's speed this up a bit. Here we get introduced to time switches, which only activate blocks for a certain amount of time. Stop. I can already sense your boredom, so let's just throw this in here. This thing gives us our first ability, a charged jump, which is similar to the crouch jump in Super Mario Bros. 2. Let's skip forward a bit. Oh, this thing is my favorite mechanic in the entire game. It's a sort of zip line, and the direction can be changed by pressing a switch. The next few sections revolve around combining different mechanics together, so I'll just skip them. I should probably also mention that these weird blue blocks you see on the right can only be passed through from the top. And here we have our next ability, the dash. It's very similar to something like the Mothbrick Cloak from Hollow Knight. All of this is taking way too long, so let's skip until the final section. Okay, here we are, the last section. The goal is to reach the top left before the 3-second timer runs out. The unique part of the section are the 3 switches on the side. The bottom 2 control the states of the blocks, and the top 1 controls the direction of the zip lines. Normally you'd have to find out the right combination, but I know it because I made the game. There we go, it's done. As you can see, the game is extremely hard, because the timings are extremely tight. And it's probably the biggest problem of this game. And we've reached the top. The background is the only part of the game that I didn't make, but the rest was drawn by me. Anyway, when you finally reach the top, you can enter the electricity system with this broken cable, and once you do, this cutscene plays. And that's the game. I gotta say, this one was definitely a step up from the first 2 games, so I'm gonna put it in OK. Now, let's get to the last game for this video. Now this game is special, because it's the first game on this list that was not made for a game jam. Instead, my brother told me about a browser game he used to play, called Dogfight 2. And he wanted me to make a remake of it, so I did, and this is what came out. The game starts by giving you 4 options for your main weapon. First, you have the blaster, a basic weapon which shoots straight forward. Next, we have the shotgun, which shoots 5 bullets simultaneously, but has a long cooldown. Third, we have the sprayer, which offers more speed for less range. And last, we have the sniper, which shoots only 1 bullet with a long cooldown, but one-shots enemies.
As soon as you've chosen your weapon, enemies will start to attack you, and if they hit you, your health bar sinks. On the other side, if you kill an enemy, this bar starts to fill up, and as soon as it's full, you can choose one of the 4 special attacks. First we have the laser, which is an unstoppable beam of light which destroys everything in its path. Second we have Octoblow, what a stupid name, which fires bullets in different directions. Next we have the Spiral, which orbits around you for a short amount of time, and destroys both enemies and bullets. And last we have Boost, which increases your speed, your fire rate and also heals 3 HP. Now for each enemy you kill, the score on the bottom goes up by 100 and the score multiplier goes up by 0.1. The multiplier allows you to rack up points quickly, but resets when you don't kill enemies for a short amount of time. Now why am I telling you about the score in an arcade game? Well, as soon as you reach a score of 2000, you unlock the last upgrade. Now these abilities are pretty simple, so I won't talk about them, but the descriptions tell you all you need to know. And that's basically the entire game. Now I could talk about the 4 different enemy variants or show some overpowered ability combos, but this game is actually pretty fun, so if you want, go over to Yokota and play it. Anyway, like I said, this game is pretty great, so let's put it in the according tier. And that's it for this video. Now you might be confused, because I only ranked 4 of the 9 games. You see, I realized by making this video that ranking every game in one single video is a bit much, so I decided I would split it into 2 parts. Also for the 2 people that are consistent viewers of this channel, I'm really sorry for the long pause between my last upload. School started again, so I was kinda busy. But since the next holidays are only a couple of days from now, the second part of the ranking shouldn't take us long to record. Hopefully. Anyway, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.